Good morning! I hope the last episode wasn't too much of a change. My son insisted on reading the Johto chapter. Next, we'll be leaving Tojo and heading southeast to HOENN. HOENN is a tropical region known for its woods and water. In the shallow sea between Johto and HOENN, there are the remnants of the ancient landmass that once connected Tojo, HOENN, and Sinnoh, known as Decadia. As such, there are many overlaps in the species in these areas, but some major differences. HOENN is split into three main areas, all overseen by a different entity. There is South HOENN, managed by Slateport and the Rustborough and Devon Corporation. There is the Greater Mauville area, or North HOENN, watched over by the Mauville Collective, and finally the HOENN Ocean, run by the HOENN Pokémon League. Unlike Kanto and Johto, there is much less of a region-wide identity, as the terrain of HOENN is both mountainous and hard to traverse, meaning that communities are more close-knit. Still, there is a significant development in the modern era, driven by the companies and collectives in this area, discussed shortly. In this episode, we will cover South HOENN, leaving the sea for later on. Off we go! Let's begin in South HOENN, in Little Root Town, as it is home to the HOENN Pokémon Labs satellite station. Aptly, this station is where much of the Pokémon Bestiary was compiled, as HOENN's Pokémon Lab is responsible for researching Pokémon habitats. Little Root is in a wooded area through which Route 101 cuts. Route 101 is home to the typical terrestrial species in HOENN, namely Poochyena, Zigzagoon, and Wurmple. Unlike the Greater Tojo area, its species are less wary and more bold. Zigzagoon are known to enter urban areas to scavenge for garbage, and Poochyena attack travelers. Poochyena evolve into Mightyena. They are Dark-type and belong to the Field Egg group. They are common across terrestrial HOENN. There is a stark disconnect between docile Poochyena and wild ones. Domesticated ones are sweet pets and kind partners, but ones in the wild will bite. Do not approach ones without collars. A similar story goes for Mightyena, but instead of 30 pounds of canine, Mightyena is 80. On the bright side, domestic ones can carry riders on their backs. Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon evolve into Linoon. They are normal type and belong to the Field Egg group. They have a Galarian variant, which we will discuss later. Zigzagoon are common in HOENN, probably its most populous species. It roots around in garbage bins, so make sure to keep the lids tied down. They are unwary of people, and since no large predators exist in HOENN, they live uncontested. They run in zigzag patterns to escape capture. Linoon, on the other hand, run quickly in straight lines. They are related to Furret. They are less common in the wild, but many new trainers keep them as partners. HOENN's people carry Pokémon more frequently to their person due to less established routes from town to town, so Linoon are common as personal protection, and they can even swim. Wurmple. Wurmple's evolution has two paths. They either evolve into Silcoon to Beautifly or Cascoon to Dustox. This evolution depends on environmental factors. They are bug-type, with Beautifly gaining the flying type and Dustox gaining the poison. Wurmple are small worms who feed on grass and bark sap. They are eaten by bird Pokémon, primarily Tailo. Cascoon and Silcoon are similar. They are round and don't move much. This is an interim stage, similar to Kakuna or Metapod. Beautifly have gossamer wings and feelers. They feed on flower pollen. They evolve in low-conflict environments and bring food back to nests. Dustox, on the other hand, evolve in more harsh environments. They spread poison dust from their wings, much like Butterfree and Venomoth, and keep predators away from Wurmple nests. Oldale Town is north on Route 101, part of the Petalburg Township. To the north is Verdanturf, but there is no route between these. Instead, Route 102 leads to Petalburg City. Route 102 has several ponds and small lakes, so species like Surskit and Lotad are common here, as well as more woodland species like Seedot and Ralts. Lotad. Lotad evolve into Lombre and Ludicolo. They are all water grass and belong to the Water 1 and Grass Egg groups. Loathead swim under the surface of ponds, allowing their backs to float on the surface and photosynthesize. They are fed by townsfolk with breadcrumbs. Lombre become bipedal and use simple tools with their hands. They are carefree but like to tease fishermen by tugging on lines. Ludicolo are large and jolly. Their head lily pads grow a shoot, and they grow downy feathers across their face. They stand about 5 feet tall and love to dance. Across HOENN, they are seen dancing and holding signs. Large groups of them come out when it rains to party. Surskit. Surskit evolve into Masquerain. They are part of the Water 1 and Bug egg groups. Surskit is Bug water type, and Masquerain is Bug flying. Surskit skims the freshwater lakes and ponds. It's fed on by birds and fish alike. Masquerain are larger and more fearsome, their wings connecting to make an unsettling-looking eye shape. Routes. Routes evolve into Curlia into Gardevoir. Curlia can also evolve into Gallade if they are male. They are all psychic fairy type except for Gallade, who is psychic fighting. Gallade and Gardevoir mega evolve. They are in the human-like and amorphous egg groups. Routes have not yet developed eyes. Instead, they move about using their psychic abilities. They are incredibly rare in the wild due to being very timid. They are mistaken for children on occasion. Curlia are less hard to find due to their love of dancing. They are serene and sweet. Gardevoir are popular in the HOENN League due to the powerful bonds they can form with their trainers. They will protect their trainers to the death, and it is considered cruel to abandon them, so please choose wisely and understand the commitment, as they are lifetime partners. Mega Gardevoir is the bog standard mega evolution, powering up significantly. Gallade, similarly, bond for life, but they are more active in protection and much better as offensive partners in the League. Their limbs extend out, allowing sword-like combat. Their megaform makes this appearance more stark. The Seedot line. Seedot evolve into Nuzleaf into Shiftry. Nuzleaf and Shiftry evolve into the Dark type, but they're all Grass type. They belong to the Field and Grass egg groups. Seedot are small and unassuming, burying themselves in nice dirt for nutrients. Watch your berry patches for these pests. Nuzleaf are grown versions of Seedot, possessing a leaf on their heads. They enjoy playing pranks, but they are mostly harmless. Shiftry developed a furry white coating and leaf blades on their hands. They are often called forest guardians, but in reality they are just highly territorial. Their fan blades can cut and blow in equally dangerous measure. If you spot a wild one, play dead. Petalburg City is the home of the first badge of the HOENN Pokémon League, the Balance Badge. Unlike Tojo, HOENN's league is internally managed and is unrelated to their chapter of the PCS. As such, they are much more competitive than other regions. Before we head towards Rustboro, let's explore the coast to the south. Routes 105 and 106 lead to Doofus Island, and contain common species of sea Pokémon, such as Wingull, Tentacool, Whalmer, and Magikarp. It's also the location of the island cave, a strange set of ruins of an ancient Hoennese civilization. Regice of the Regigigas family is said to dwell here, but evidence of this is tenuous. Wingull. Wingull evolve into Pelipper. They are both water-flying type and belong to the Water 1 and Flying egg groups. Wingull have powerful wings that can cross oceans. They prey on fish. They're a common sight in HOENN. Pelipper have massive mouths that can hold prey and objects safely. They are sometimes used to carry mail in HOENN. Some areas of HOENN are too hot for Delibird. Route 106 is the coastline of Doofus Island, which is where the Granite Cave is located. Granite Cave used to be a mining operation, but it was abandoned about a half-century ago. Now Doofus Island serves as a port city leading into Greater HOENN. In Granite Cave, many species live, such as the unique Nosepass, Makuhita, Aron, Sableye, and Mawile. Other Pokémon that we've already discussed live here, like Geodude and Zubat. Makuhita. Makuhita evolve into Hariyama. They are fighting type and belong to the human-like egg group. Makuhita have a lot of mass. They're just 3 feet tall, but they weigh nearly 200 pounds. As such, they are hard to knock down and defeat. They won't stop until they are completely exhausted. They train on Duford Island. Hariyama are everything Makuhita is, but more. They fight mainly using an open hand technique and strong stances. They also love helping with any task that requires heavy lifting. They're used as guides and bodyguards. Aron. Aron evolve into Leron into Agron, who Mega Evolve. They are Steel Rock type and belong to the Monster Egg group. Mega Agron loses the Rock type. Aron is small and cute, but unwary to humans. This is likely because they are strong and hard enough that humans pose no possible threat. Even so, they are preyed on by some unlikely foes, sometimes even Sableye. They are mineralvores. Leron gain mass and armor. They chew out massive underground tunnels. Agron have massive steel plate armor and bones made entirely of stone and metal. They are also bipedal. They're incredibly tough and powerful. Their claws are legendary. Their only downfall is their sluggish speed, as they weigh nearly a half-ton. They slowly patrol their territory and defend it fiercely. Mega Agron gains more plate armor and a foot of height. They are hard to train, but they are massively strong. Nosepass. Nosepass evolve into Probopass. They're rock type and part of the mineral egg group. Probopass gains the steel type. Nosepass, like Geodude, is a small organism in an outer shell of mobile stones. Unlike Geodude, they have poor eyesight and very strong noses which double as an organ that senses magnetic poles. Probopass grow a tuft of metal filings under its nose and use it to sense things. They might not be mobile, but they are very perceptive, more so than most psychic types. Mawile. Mawile are steel fairy type. They belong to the field and fairy egg groups. They mega evolve. Mawile live in caves across HOENN and use their immense flytrap-like mouths to catch prey. They can crush even steel. Mega Mawile gain a secondary mouth and don't lack in raw power. Sableye. Sableye are dark ghost type. They belong to the human-like egg group and mega evolve. Sableye are lovers of gems, as they eat and collect them. They even feast on some rock-type Pokémon like Carbink. They live in caves and collect shiny objects, some stolen from humans. Other than their pranksterous thefts, they're friendly to people. Mega Sableye use massive gems to protect themselves and entrance foes. These gems have special properties and reflect damage. Duford Town and Duford Port sends ships to many towns over HOENN, but it's closest to Slateport, which lies east on the routes 107 through 109. Sea Marville is also being constructed on this sea route near the wreckage of an abandoned ship. On the routes, there are no unique undiscussed Pokémon, just more Wingull and Wailmer. In the abandoned ship, there are a great many species of this nature too, and the construction site for Sea Marville is off limits, though it is affecting sea habitats in the area. Slateport City to the north of HOENN, on the southern coast, is a massive port city. Many tourists see it at first when they enter the region. It's home to the PCS's Oceanic Museum, as HOENN is home to the majority of the water-type species. As many have noted, it has quite a bit of water. In a recent review of the museum, one publication, IGN, or the International Globetrotters Notice, rated it 7 out of 10, remarking, "Too much water." I think they missed the point. North of Slateport, routes 110 and 103 connect back to Oldale, where we began. Quite a few electric types live on 110 near Marvel City, which we will discuss later. Electrike, Plusle, Minun, and Gulpin all live here, with Oddish and Zigzagoon also wandering about. The Electrike line. Electrike evolve into Manectric. Manectric mega evolves. They are electric type and belong to the Field Egg group. Electrike conduct electricity by running. Most of their ability is using static. They store this in their heads. Manectric do the same, but their electricity is stored in their organs in the joints of their back legs as well. They're hard to see in the wild because they run so quickly. Mega Manectric are much the same, but even more fast and aerodynamic. Their manes are near deadly to touch. Plusle and Minun. Plusle and Minun are electric type and belong to the Fairy Egg group. It's surmised that Plusle and Minun were once a regional variant of Pikachu who developed over time into their present forms. They often travel in pairs and can be commonly seen in double battles across HOENN. They aren't the same Pokémon, but there's little difference between them besides their appearance. Plusle houses a positive charge and Minun a negative one. Plusle stores energy and Minun absorbs. Gulpin evolve into Swalot. They are poison type and belong to the Amorphous egg group. Gulpin are small, their bodies mostly made of stomach. They can also open their mouths very wide. They are used by the Marvel Collective as waste disposal, as they eat anything and can metabolize it in their massively strong stomachs. Swalot are similar, but they are more active and eat prey. They sweat poison. There are competitions in Marvel City to see which Swalot can eat more trash. Perhaps I'll get Oak to enter. He'd win a big prize. Route 103 leads back west and cuts across the Oldale River. A bridge used to connect these routes, but it has since collapsed. Sharpedo are sometimes seen coming upriver. With that, our discussion of South HOENN is complete. Next time, please join me for the discussion of the Greater Marville area. Until then, I am Professor Redwood. Cheerio, and my apologies for the shorter episode this week. Hello, it's me, the real Funk McLovin. I'd like to thank my patrons this month: Pyrate, Zipperozic, Kaleidoscope Mediator, Luna Skywalker Tucker, and of course, Jojiro. See you guys soon.